In this video, we're going to show you how to attach KRAINERT to the NASDAQ E-mini chart, which is the symbol NQ in NinjaTrader. And as you can see in the upper left-hand corner, we have the NQ, and we are trading the March 2010 contract, or 03-10. You can also see that I have it set up on a 1-minute chart. You can also set it up on a 5-minute chart, and KRAINERT also works very well for that. And we already have the 200-day simple moving average already loaded, and I showed you how to do that in a previous video. So let's get going and attaching KRAINERT to this chart. So move to the second symbol from the right, which is that yellowish looking symbol, yellowish orange round circle with the dollar sign in it. Double click on that. I have to double click on that because I am recording this session to show you how to use it. And as you can see, the strategies window opens up, and you can see it's for the NQ March 10 contract. KRAINERT is already highlighted. And what I would do is I just have to double click on KRAINERT, and once I have double clicked on KRAINERT, you will see the KRAINERT now moves to the lower window in that area, and it just means that you are now ready to actually adjust the parameters for the NQ trading strategy. Now if you move your cursor over to the right and just move it onto that bar, left click and hold, push the cursor up, you can see now that these are the parameters. There are approximately 17 parameters you can change, and then just right below it is the general section, and there are 2 general section parameters that you will change depending on what type of trading you're going to do. So let's go to the daily stop. If you haven't already, print out the KRAINERT cheat sheet settings, and we are doing the NQ, and that's the very first column. In order to change the daily stop number, just put your cursor in the number rectangle, that number area, double click, and what we want to do is change that to 20, and then after you've done that, move down and double click in the daily target number area, and that setting is 4. And every time you just do that, you move down to the next area, you will just double click again in that number area, and that opens it up for MA entry ticks. That is 10. MA exit ticks, you're not changing that. You can change it later on if you want, but right now the default setting is 4 for all trading symbols that you can see on the chart. Next is max spread. Double click in that window area, and for the NQ you have a quarter of a point, and that's because the tick size or increment movement is a quarter of a point on the NQ. Next is monthly target. I just put that at 1,000 points because that allows me to trade every day that we have enough market movement, and it will not stop me from trading, because if I were to reach 1,000 points in profit, then it would keep me from trading the rest of that month. So I just put it at a very high number in order to keep it from doing that. Next is start time. I'm on the west coast of the United States in California, and so when the market opens up at 9:30 East Coast time, I have KRAINERT start looking for trades at that time, but that unfortunately is earlier in the day for me at 6:30 in the morning, so I have to set it for 6:30. Now if you are in a different time zone or a different part of the world, you just need to make sure that you are adjusting it for the clock setting on your computer, and that way you won't have it looking for trades during odd times. Again, you want it to, depending on what time it is where you're at, you need to have that time reflect 9:30 East Coast time of the United States. And that way it will start looking for trades right when the market opens. Next parameter setting is stop at just 1. We have that set for 3.75, and that it just means that when the market moves 3.75 points in your favor, that you will move your position closer to the market. And the first stop at just 1 increment is 0.25, and then we move on to stop at just 2. We have that set at 5. And that just means when the market gets 5 points above your position, your initial position, then we want to adjust up the trailing stop a half a point. And so we have 3 different targets. My last target is just 6. And then at 6, you can see we have it move up 2 points. So every time it hits a stop adjust target, your position is going to move closer to the market, so you do not give away any of those points back to the market. And that way, if it moves against you at that point, at least you are at a break even or a little bit more than break even. And of course, the closer you get to 6, or if you get over 6, the closer you're going to be within about 1 point of your opening position. And that's not too bad. And then the next target, or the next area you need to change, is stop points. And in the stop points, we just have the 20 points listed. For stop time, I only like to trade 2 hours a day, and that's more than enough for most of your trades. And so I set it for 8:30 West Coast time. Most of my trades take less than 30 minutes, or most of my trading day, it only takes me less than 30 minutes to hit my profit targets. And the profit targets are typically met when you have a Dow futures pre-market of plus or minus 75 to 100 points. That gives you the best opportunity to make your profit target. If it is 50 points plus or minus in the market, Dow pre-market, futures pre-market, then you need to take a look at one of our scalping videos. So you need to take a look at the NQ scalping video to see how we use KRAINERT in a low volume, low movement day, because it will range or move sideways, and that is not a good thing to have happening when you're trying to use a automated trading strategy. The last thing you need to do is highlight and double click in the trail points, and we have that set up for 3.75. So when you open a position, your hard stop is 3 3/4 points below or above your entry point, depending on whether you are buying or selling that particular time. And then you go down to your account settings, and once you click on the area where the SIM 101 is, you can see that it opens up another little small box with an arrow in it. If I were to click, put my cursor on it and just left click on it, it would open up a window, and it would give you the choice of either trading your SIM account or your live account. And the only reason I'm not clicking on that box is so that I will not show you my live account number with Dorman Mirrors. And then the next thing you need to change would be the minimum bars required. And what I do is I keep that, or I change that to 5. And the minimum bars required, if you take a look down below, it just means in order for KRAINERT or the strategy to calculate to make a trade, you need at least 5 bars or 5 of these candlesticks. These are red or green candlesticks. They were introduced to the United States by Steve Nissen. They're an Eastern technical used by the Japanese, but I find them to be very useful when trading. Once you've set that minimum bars required to 5, all you have to do now is bring the cursor down to the apply button, and then you left click it once, and then you can see in the upper left hand corner that KRAINERT is now attached to the chart, and you can see your settings right next to the word KRAINERT, and then on the other side you see the 200-day simple moving average. And all you need to do then is move your cursor over to the OK button, left click the OK button, and now you are ready to trade. So that's it for showing you how to set the settings for the NQ E-mini or the NASDAQ E-mini. In the next videos, we will show you how to set up the ES charts, YM, and the TF charts for futures. We'll see you there.